Are you ready?
Yeah, turn up the heat.
Are you ready?
Is he ready?
Oh, yeah, he's ready.
It's go time.
Ready to go beyond the scores and stats.
I love it.
Good.
Let's bring it in. It's showtime, right?
Welcome to High on Sports.
The whole deal is like some kind of crazy game.
Exclusively on MorningShowCentral.com.
Hello, and welcome to High on Sports. I am Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Ashley.
And I am Von Erich.
And whether you're listening to us tonight on one of the many glorious apps or at home on your computer, thank you for making High on Sports a part of your evening. And remember, as always, you can call the show toll-free, 1-888-668-0742. Email your questions or comments to shows with an S at morningshowcentral.com. Or you can tweet them at us at high_on_sports or with the hashtag high-on-sports. Facebook.com/high-on-sports. And as always, get to the website, high-on-sportsradioshow.com. You can find the archive of all our past shows, my blog, and a bunch of other fun stuff. Again, that is high-on-sportsradioshow.com. All right, we have got so much to get to this evening, so let's get right into things here. It is round one. Let's go. All right, I want to start with a video. I'm only showing this video because it's literally like 10 seconds, and I have nowhere else to really stick it into the show. So I'm going to do it and sort of like set the mood, the tone for the evening. So, Chris, if we can cut to that, if you let me know. We're on it. Here we go. This is the best basketball, or this is the best moment in the history of college basketball. Here we go.
Preparing for a potential rebound. Second free throw, my goodness.
I'm not sure what that was. Good Lord.
I mean,
Watch that one more
Preparing
time.
for a potential
God.
rebound. Second free throw, my goodness.
I'm not sure.
oh my God. It's
Yeah.
like it's like a bad car wreck
It is probably the worst free throw attempt
in the
maybe
history.
ever.
Like, I think it made it to the logo, so that's about 2 feet,
3 feet.
3 feet, depending on, I think it was the edge of the logo.
Well, we're not even counting how high up it went.
Yeah,
It went pretty high.
it did.
We're
It
like-
went.
It went like 10 feet at least. I mean, you think he's what? Like, he's got to be close to 6, if not over 6. He's over 6.
Yeah.
He's got to be. So
And
you're
with
shooting
his
that thing
arms.
that high up in the air? That's well over 10. Because you think with arms extended, you're getting close to 10.
Yeah, so it probably was about 13
Oh, yeah.
feet in the air.
Oh, yeah.
So
It got some height.
after arm reach, you probably got about 4 feet.
Which is, it's usually
And
how you
then
measure
it dropped
shots,
straight
isn't it?
down within 3 feet of distance.
What this video doesn't tell you, though, is what happened after the shot.
We'll never know.
What happened every time the ball got passed to him during the game? Did the crowd just scream air ball at him?
I'll tell you what I would do. I don't know him or how important he is to this team. I know I heard he's 2 of 5 for free throws. So when you're shooting that little free throws, it doesn't sound like he's a starter or anything. So it doesn't sound like he was that important to the team. But if this was like an important player to the team, we'd be playing Hack-a-Shack all night long.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't get near the hole.
No. I'd be
I
like,
would
oh,
just smack you in the
boom.
mouth every time you
Right?
touch the ball. Because I want you to go to the line. Wow, that's bad. Anyways, thanks for tuning in tonight. I want to start by, we're going to start with some college ball. Obviously, a big event this weekend we need to get to. Excuse me. But I'll start by saying this. I mentioned in the opening, the website, high-on-sportsradioshow.com. If you go there and go into the Ralphie's Rant section, which is my blog that I've been a little lax with, but that's another issue, you will find a list of all 35 college football bowls, the name of the bowl and who's playing in it. I didn't go more in depth than that. I didn't exactly put the spread or anything like that because, I mean, it's 35 bowls. Come on. I got stuff to do. But this is the entry form to our High on Sports Bowl-a-Palooza-thon 012-13. And I want to remind you guys, you at home, you can enter. It's obviously free of charge. You just take that list. All you have to get to us is just a list of the 35 winners. Just write them out in order, and you can either send them to our personal Facebook page, High on Sports Radio Show first name, or no, it's High on Sports first name, Radio Show last name, or you can comment them onto our fan page, which is you can get to at facebook.com/High on Sports, or you can email them to our personal High on Sports account, which is highonsports@gmail.com. And if you know my email, you can email it to me too. And any way that you could possibly get a hold of us and send us your 35 names. You can actually, I believe you can actually comment on the website. I know you can comment on some things on the website. I'd have to double check that real quick, which I'll do right now. But all you have to do, again, is send us the names of the 35 teams you believe will be the College Bowl winners. And we're still sorting out some details about the prize. I think we're going to announce it next week.
They can
definitively.
They can comment underneath tonight's show.
Okay, yeah,
Once
you
we
can.
put it up.
All right, yeah. I got that up now. So on tonight's show, you can just click. You can click to comment on that. Yeah, right there. You can click to comment right onto our the page for this week's show, and you can put your list of all 35 winners. And again, we have all 35 matchups listed in the Ralphie's Rants page on highonsportsradioshow.com. We will also be posting it again tonight on the Facebook. Again, facebook.com/highonsports. So many ways you can get a hold of us and enter to win. It's stiff competition. This is our third year, and I've won the first two. I'm going for the hat trick, and it's looking pretty good so far. I'm only partway through my picks because I seriously, painstakingly work at these. I can't just look at a team and do that. I've got to know about this team. I've got to get down there and know what they feel and everything. I get really, really method about the whole thing. It's pretty impressive. But, yeah, so you can enter to compete against us here on the show, other fans, and whoever else joins up and does it. And, again, we'll announce the prize, definitively the prize for winning the High on Sports Bowl Palooza-thon 012-13. We will announce definitively next Monday night, which is our last show of the year. It will also be our last show of the football regular season. The next time we'll be on air, we'll already be one round deep into the playoffs. Going into the second round. I know, we're missing so much time. I'm just going to have to start talking in the mirror about sports so I can feel it. But, all right, let's get into more into college football here, though. The Heisman Award was given away Saturday night. We all know, and I'm sure you all know by now, Johnny Manziel, a.k.a. Johnny Football, a.k.a. Johnny Heisman, is your first ever freshman winner of the Heisman Memorial Trophy. So now the question remains, and it's going to be a hot topic for the next at least 2 years, if not 3, depending on how long he stays. Can he do it again? That's going to be the big question. And you think about it, I don't know if anyone's had a better shot because he does have, let's say he wants to win it. Let's say that's his goal to win it again, which I'm sure at some level it is, but not necessarily a driving goal of his. He's already got it, so whatever. But let's say he's really making it a definitive goal of his to win another Heisman. So he's got 3 shots left, 3 more years. 3 more years of playing the SEC. If you can get undefeated one of those years and wind up in the national championship,
it's yours.
You're an SEC. You're a star quarterback in the SEC.
Yeah, they're going to gift wrap you in a bow.
Exactly.
They won't even be other finalists.
Exactly. They'll announce. I thought they were going to do that this year when they announced how little finalists there were. I thought the only finalist would be Johnny Manziel.
Right.
It's like, we're not saying he won. He's just the only one in the running. So if you come on out to New York and get your picture taken and stuff. But no, I do have the Heisman votes in front of me right now. I'll tell you my biggest shock here at the end. We'll start at the bottom and go up. I'm just looking at first place votes here. I'll tell you the total votes too. I'll tell you first place and total. We start with Jarvis Jones from Georgia, 1 first place, 41 total. Kay Barner, the running back out of Oregon, 1 first place, 42 total. Tavon Austin, wide receiver, Virginia, 6, 47. Lynch out of Northern Illinois, 352. Javon Clowney, even though he was sort of injured this year, 4 first place votes, 61 total. Then we get into the people that got the triple digit in the total votes. Braxton Miller only recording 3 first place votes, but 144 total votes. Marquise Lee, 19 and 207. And then the 3 finalists, Colin Klein was hammered in this thing. I mean, Colin Klein didn't stand a chance. Colin Klein, 60 first place votes, 894 total. Sounds like those are pretty good numbers. 60 votes, 894 total votes. That's great. Then you have Monte Teo, who finished with 321 first place votes, 1,706 total. And your winner, Johnny Manziel, 474 first place votes, 2,029
Jesus.
total. Didn't really even make a race of it. Just kind of came in, took his Heisman, went home. But happy to be home. As also Texas A&M announced today, they got the #1 recruit from the state of Texas, a wide receiver. Blanking on his name right now. I'm sure it'll become relevant in the next couple of years. But, I mean, this kid's well over 6 feet, well over 200 pounds. He's a big, big kid. He's ranked the 13th overall recruit in the country and #1 in the state of Texas, which the big news here is that A&M beat out Texas to get him. Perhaps it's a changing of the guards, which is exactly what A&M wanted. They were sick of being
the little brother to Texas.
Exactly. They were sick of being little brother to Texas and watching Texas get everything, so they hightailed it for the SEC. And honestly, what a great move for A&M so far. They tore up the SEC. They tore it up. But worth noting, though, I think anyways, that receiving no votes at all, Geno Smith.
Ooh.
Quarterback out of West Virginia. His receiver, Tavon Austin, got 3 first-place votes. 6 first-place votes, sorry. But
he was, in the beginning of the season, he was supposed to lead the Heisman race.
Yeah. In the beginning, it was, this is Geno Smith's Heisman to lose.
Yeah. Well, he clearly lost it.
It just seems like we don't want a guy who's supposed to win the Heisman and then go in and win the Heisman. It seems like nobody wants...
the guy to come out of nowhere.
Well, yeah, it seems like nobody wants that anymore. They want to crown the next coming-out-of-nowhere guy. So first it was Geno Smith, he shot himself in the foot. Then it became Johnny Football because he's exciting and new and came out of nowhere. It's just like the great debate that was then. And what I love about these two players I'm about to name is their debate is really going further into their career, and it looks like it's going to be a beautiful discussion between the two for years to come. Andrew Luck, RG3. I'm still not convinced that RG3 deserved that Heisman over Andrew Luck. I mean, Andrew Luck is freaking Andrew Luck. And now it's who's Rookie of the Year. RG3 might lead the Redskins to the playoffs. You might have both of them leading their team into the playoffs first year. We know Andrew Luck is guaranteed. I think a little more credit goes to Luck, though, than RG3, because the thing is, RG3 already had not a great team around him, but he had people who could play around him. That is the team that, let's not forget, beat the eventual Super Bowl champion Giants twice. And I believe they started the year undefeated for a little bit there before they just took a crap. But and then you look at Andrew Luck, they had 2 wins? They've got how many already? 9? 2 wins to 9. He took a 2-win team. This is a 2-win team plus Andrew Luck, 9 wins.
Yeah.
He's added 7 wins to this team and counting. He's still got 3 games left. It is absolutely insane. But yes, congratulations to Johnny Football. And I'm not going to say I think he'll win another Heisman because that would be absolutely insane. The stats would severely suggest otherwise. But I'll say this, it's not impossible at this point in the game. It's not impossible because we keep wanting to set these standards of, well, even though you're great, you can't win a Heisman if, and it was you can't win a Heisman if you're a junior. Then juniors won, and then it was sophomores, and then they won. Now it's freshmen. It was like, well, we know a freshman will never win one, and a freshman just did. And I mean, these like sort of unwritten rules of the Heisman are being broken every year now. It seems like was it last year? RG3, they had 4 losses. I mean, like at that point, is it like does it even matter your record? It's just who do we think is shiny and new and fun and want to give the Heisman to?
Yeah.
That's all it is at this point. And again, like if Johnny Football hadn't come out of nowhere, this would have been the first full-time defensive player to win the Heisman. And I do think we are not far away from that at all. I think Javon Clowney, who was on this list, has a legitimate shot. Because he's a big name, and we know he's coming back next year, and he's a very talented player out of South Carolina. I think he's got a legitimate shot at the Heisman next year. But then again, history has proven we would be absolutely foolish to try to think who could win it going into next year. Because history has proven over the last couple of years,
it never turns out
it doesn't
that way.
matter who's got a shot going in. It matters who shows up out of nowhere.
Yep.
No one knew who RG3 was before that season started, and none of us really knew who Johnny Football was before the season started.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd heard the name Johnny Football, but and I'd heard that there was a debate of whether it was Manziel or Manziel, but other than that, you didn't really hear much about the kid. And now he comes out of nowhere and does it. The Heisman, it's become the most impossible award to predict, and at least early in the season.
Yeah.
But all right, that's enough patting Johnny football on the back. Let's pat our favorite team on the back here.
Brownies, baby.
We're gonna talk some NFL. We're gonna start though with the Browns because the Browns have just won 3 straight. I think we could talk about the Browns for a minute.
Oh yeah.
I am rocking. If you can't tell at home, I am rocking. If you can't see, my computer's in the way. You can't really see the number, but I obviously have a Browns jersey on. I am rocking the big 4-0. I have dusted off and I'm wearing my Peyton Hillis jersey in honor of him being on the Chiefs that lost by 23 points to the Browns yesterday. Largest margin of victory for the Browns since 2003.
Woo, damn.
And Brandon Weeden was beautiful in this game. He didn't have to win it. He just had to manage the game. 17 for 30, 217 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. All he had to do was not lose the ball. And even Richardson really couldn't get too much going with his 18 carries for only 42 yards, but did find the end zone twice. Has already, I think, tied the record for rushing touchdowns by a rookie for a Brown.
Yeah, he tied
nine rushing
Brown's
touchdowns. 9 rushing touchdowns this season. He hasn't been as spectacular and flashy as sort of like a Doug Martin or something like that. And he hasn't been exactly what we thought. Everybody kept saying this could be the next Adrian Peterson, or this is in college. Everyone saw him as that home run threat. Like he'll get the ball. It doesn't matter where you are in the field. He has a shot at taking this all the way, no matter where you give it to him. That hasn't carried over the NFL. He's kind of changed his style. I still think it remains to be seen. It is a rookie year. He hasn't been 100% really yet.
Yeah, I mean, he's also been kind of hurt, too.
Exactly.
Though, so.
He's been nagging injuries and everything all year. So, I mean, I'm excited to see what's going to come out of him next year and down the road. He hasn't really brought that home run capability to the NFL yet, but he has changed his style in a way that he is just a bruiser.
Oh, my
Carrying
God.
the pocket, just hammer away and hammer away. It seems like you really don't stop him from a loss. You could stop him at nothing, maybe. And if he stopped for a loss, it's because something was mismanaged along the lines.
Yeah,
it's never going to be his own fault.
or something.
People kind of criticized him coming out of college a little bit, saying he doesn't have that wiggle, that sort of juke move sidestep thing that other rookies and other running backs have. But to his advantage, that move is the one where you're going to keep shimmying. I think of Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush had more wiggle than anybody we've seen in years. But Reggie Bush always used to be, at least when he was with the Saints, always used to be wanting to find that hole where he can rip off a huge gain. So he's behind the line going side to side, looking like a chicken with his head cut off.
Yeah.
Doesn't know where he's going. And at some point you realize you got to tell him, Reggie, turn and face the end zone.
And just
run. Go forward. But these guys, you see them going side to side, juke, sidestep, whatever, trying to figure something out, and then they're tackle for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. And you can't do that. You got to go straight forward.
Yeah, that's why Richardson just runs people over.
I'd like to see them run him outside.
You cannot solo tackle that man.
No. He can take a hit.
If you give him a head of steam, just get out of the way because you're getting run over.
I'll say this, though. I would like to see them try to run him outside.
I know, because he does have speed.
And they really have not used him running outside much at all. Normally, if it's an outside run, it means we have Hardesty in there. Who to Hardesty's credit, 10 carries, 52 yards. It's an average of 5.2 a carry. The receivers, I would be remiss if I did not give credit where credit was severely due. In the case of Josh Gordon, 8 receptions, 86 yards. This kid is coming to life. He's a legitimate shot right now at being a 1,000-yard receiver. A very legitimate shot. I did the math. He's got to get about 90 yards a game, though. So, I mean, it's a little out there, but
just to think that he didn't really start playing until game 4, game 5.
Couple weeks in, really, yeah. I mean, this was a total reach for the Browns. This was a second. This was them using a second-round pick in the supplemental draft. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, you used up a second-round pick. You're not going to have that." They don't have that pick now in this upcoming draft.
But look what we got now.
But you know what? This kid's worth at least a second rounder. If I knew he was going to perform like he's performing, this is first round pick material.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would never use a first round pick in a supplemental draft. It's a good way to get fired, but evidently so is a second rounder because it looks like everybody might be going. But anyways, this kid is coming alive. He's what Browns fans have really been looking for a long time now. Ever since the jury went out on Braylon Edwards, Browns fans have just been eagerly wishing this franchise would use a first-round pick on a receiver. Every time the Browns come on the clock, the first-round pick, we're like, here we go. This is the year we finally take a receiver. And then nothing. I remember last year, I was like, I was like, well, we're not going to do with a first rounder, but we'll come back with this. I was like, we got another pick this round. It'll be receiver. You watch. And then it was Brandon Whedon. And I was like, well, we got a high second rounder. That'll be receiver.
Offensive lineman.
No, and it kept going. I legitimately thought it had to be receiver. Every single pick, every round, until we finally got to the sixth. I think it was the sixth round, fifth or sixth or something. And they went with Travis Benjamin. And as soon as they took him, everybody's like, oh, well, he was probably not going to be drafted. So good job, Cleveland. And I will say this about Travis Benjamin. He returned a 93-yard punt for a touchdown.
Dude, it's
yesterday afternoon.
Deer, man.
That was the longest punt return in the history of the Cleveland Browns.
Because what they did, they confused Kansas City because they switched him and Cribbs, and they brought Cribbs up to the outside to have him try to block it. And he missed the block, so then Kansas City was like, what's happening? Who's that guy back there?
Exactly.
Benjamin's like, whoop, 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 touchdown.
He is, and everybody on the team is saying he might be the... Trent Richardson, actually everyone keeps saying, I think he's the fastest guy on the team. Trent Richardson had a wonderful take on it I read this morning, he says, I think he might be the fastest human being I've ever seen. Like, comparing him to all humans. We're not going to compare him to the animal kingdom, though, because there's like some cheetahs and horses and junk, but he's like one notch below that. Fastest human being. Why do you have to like preface it with that? I don't even understand. But anyways, fastest human being Trent Richardson has ever seen is Travis Benjamin. All of a sudden, and then you got Greg Little suddenly is not dropping passes. All of a sudden, this receiving core that was supposed to be the NFL's worst
is now looking pretty good.
It's looking pretty damn good. It's not all the way there. I still say you go receiver again at some point in this draft, but certainly not with a first rounder.
No, we got to go defense first, secondary,
and
then
it's just been a blast. I mean, it's been great. The 3 straight, and of course, I'm not going to get too far into it, but it's worth noting, everyone at home, the Browns statistically have not been eliminated from playoff contention. With 3 games left in the season, the Browns are still in playoff contention.
I mean, we're not naive. It's going to take a couple miracles.
It's going to take a lot of miracles. But Jesus walking on water will look like a cheap parlor trick
right?
compared to what we need to happen
but
for the Browns to get in.
But the fact that with just 3 weeks left, we can say we're mathematically still able to get the last playoff spot, it's like the greatest thing ever.
And they need to keep building on this because I want a season to happen where I don't get a headache when I'm thinking about how the Browns can get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
We've got to look at Miami, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati,
and
Buffalo,
Jets.
And the Jets, and the Browns are all still in contention right now. And it is absolutely insane with the tiebreakers.
It's got to break down.
We need certain teams to win in certain scenarios and certain ones to lose. We actually need the Steelers to win a game.
Yeah.
As dumb as that sounds. It's
they gotta
so confusing.
lose. Cincy has to lose. And
it's not even just
the
that you gotta
Jets
hope.
have to lose 2 of 3.
It's not even as simple as like I hope we win out and they lose out. It's we have to win out and they have to win certain games
and lose
specific other ones. It is so ridiculous, and I am not gonna get into it because it's gonna make no sense. You could show me a million charts with pretty colors and everything, and I'm still not gonna get it. But either way, all you need to know is that with 3 games left in the season, the Browns have not been eliminated from playoff contention yet.
Yeah, this same scenario happened the year the Browns did make the playoffs. But will it happen again? I doubt it.
I'd have to say if I'm a gambling man, if I put hard cash on it, I would say you're not going to see the Browns in the playoffs. But again, that's what I said is they are. All you need to know is that it could happen. I'd say stranger things have happened, but they probably haven't. But, I've seen pictures online with, like, a turtle where they're born with, like, 2 heads. Like, that's weird. That's impossible.
So it could happen.
This, more likely than a 2-headed animal being born, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I don't know. Anyways, congratulations to the Browns. I do want to say something, though. With this Travis Benjamin move, this could very likely be the beginning of the end for one Joshua Cribbs.
I was thinking about that too.
A lot of debate this year about him. It is a contract year, and he is making a great deal of cash right now. Honestly, if you're just looking at performance, more than he deserves. And I remember this was a topic we talked about in the early days of High on Sports, because it was then that this contract dispute was first going on. And we were sort of all in agreement, like, just shut up and pay the guy. He's Josh freaking Cribbs. But now it's like, just see what kind of bargain you can get. I mean, he's Josh freaking Cribbs. You know, like, it just entirely changes. Like, he's not going to, they're not going to bring him back. New owner, you got to factor that into every decision this offseason. They're not going to bring him back for what he's making right now. He could come back. I still think he might come back, but he's going to have to realize you do not have the value that you did during your last contract. It is severely dropped. You have not been a threat on the return game. He hasn't gotten, I don't think, he might have gotten one maybe, either punt or kick returns during this contract. I feel like he had a punt last year.
I mean,
he got one last year.
I still will say, even though he hasn't got one return for a TD, I think he's got to be one of the top two return men, and he's still averaging the most yards on returns.
Yeah, but it's
I mean, he's still a threat. He just can't punch it anymore because, I mean, obviously they're all gunning for him. They know he's going to return it.
But, I mean, but the biggest thing with that, is the one thing you still could hang your hat on is I'm getting you big chunks of yards in the return game. In steps Travis Benjamin. Now, granted, we don't fully know. I'd like them, well, I was going to say I'd like them to just say screw it and put Benjamin in it, returning the rest of the year. But there is the fact that we're not eliminated yet.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do a situation where, let's just see what we got. It's not the Eagles where they said, forget Michael Vick. Let's just see what Nick Foles can do the rest of the way. You know, you really can't afford to make any kind of move like that. I would like to see them throw him into the return game a little bit more. We need to know what we have in him. If you've got the fastest human being Trent Richardson has ever seen, I trust him in the return game. He's the fastest human being Trent Richardson's ever seen. Come on. And he played at Alabama with some fast guys. So he's faster than all of them, I guess. But anyways, no, I even said that on my Twitter account during the game right after he returned that punt. I said, does anyone remember when the Browns reached for Travis Benjamin in the draft? Because neither do I. By the way, you can follow me on Twitter for many fun quips like that at eRalphieW. And remember to follow the show at high_on_sports. All right, let's talk a little more NFL, though. We're going on break here soon. So let's, I would be remiss if I did not get to this. One of the most disappointing games in the history of almost anything. Let's just talk Cardinals for just a minute.
Oh, God.
I'll get more into this as far as things that were said, but it's just I just kind of want to point out some numbers here for you. Cardinals 0. Well, you got shut out. This kind of thing happens. It's really disappointing, when a team doesn't score at all. You'd like to see at least a field goal, but sometimes teams just can't put points on the board, and that kind of thing happens. This other part doesn't. Seahawks 58. 58.
I don't
That's
get.
a big number.
They scored 28 in the second quarter alone. 28-0 would be a shocking blowout.
I don't give. I mean, Seattle's offense isn't. I mean, it's decent, but it's not 58 points. Good.
Russell
That's
Wilson.
just ridiculous.
Russell Wilson. You don't even realize how little this guy's passing. 7 for 13. 7 for 13, 148 yards and a TD, and that led a team to 58 points.
That's ridiculous.
And then you got
eight damn turnovers.
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch, 11 carries for 128 yards and 3 touchdowns. My God. You know what? I got to bring up this box score because I got to see what their backup running back did. Because I have to imagine this game did not end with some of the starters in there. Or else that would just be weird. Although I've been hearing there's complaints that people are upset with them for running up the score.
You know what? That irritates me. When people say, oh, you ran up the score. You know what? Tell your goddamn team to stop being babies and actually play the game. And then you won't get beat by 58 points.
Here's what the backup running back did. Robert Turbin. Oh, that's unsettling. Robert Turbin, running back number 22. 20 carries, 108 yards. That was your backup.
You gave up 108 yards to a backup.
Backup broke a hundy. My God. Wow. Leon Washington put in his 38 of his own and a touchdown. My God. This is just absolutely insane. And then where are we on defense? There we go. 8 turnovers. 4 fumbles lost and 4 interceptions from my man, John Skelton. He's just become a colossal disappointment. You remember when they first gave him a start last year? and he was like the third guy on the depth chart, but he came out there and he won the game, and all of a sudden it was like, who's this John Skelton kid? Where did he go to school? It turned out it was like BYU, and it's like, my God, he's so mysterious and new and everything, and now 11 for 22, 74 yards, and 4 picks.
Yeah.
I don't even know. They even threw in another rookie at quarterback when they realized that was enough. They threw in Ryan Lindley, 8 for 17, 59 yards. All right, well, we could sit here and make fun of the Cardinals all day. And I actually will in part of the second half when we get back during our What's Urinating Us Off. That's a tease. So we'll be right back with more. We got, like I said, What's Urinating Us Off. We're going to talk MLB offseason news. Winter meetings happened this week. A lot of changes, a lot of non-changes that are just as shocking. 3 up, 3 down, all that and so much more. You listen to High on Sports on the MSC Radio Network.
Oh, great. Not another farm bill request. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Morning Show Central. Denying one farm bill request at a time. MSC Radio Network is teaming up with Toys for Tots and making the holidays brighter. Bring an unwrapped toy to the MSC studios located at 1419 East 40th in Cleveland. Donation days and hours are at mscradionetwork.com. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits, a 99.5% uptime guarantee, and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now. If you have a product or service, let people know about it. Get your message out there and advertise on MSC Radio Network. It's easier than you think, and the whole planet is listening. Find out how you can advertise. Email Chris at morningshowcentral.com. If you live the lifestyle, then you should arrive in style. Lifestyle Limousine Service. Whether it's dinner for two, an evening at the winery, or a night out on the town, Lifestyle Limousine provides extraordinary service. Check them out on the web, lifestylelimousineservice.com. Reserve your ride now. 330-903-0508. 330-903-0508. Lifestyle Limousine Service. And make sure you tell them Morning Show Central Radio Network sent you. Heat 99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Having problems with your home computer or business PC? Looking to have some upgrade work completed on your computer? Have a special project in mind that may be too much for you to undertake alone? Time to call
Joe the Printer Guy!
Joe the Printer Guy offers a full-service hardware and software repair center at his facility to handle your PC, server, and networking needs. Let their professional service staff handle your computer needs. They offer expert service at an affordable price. Visit Joe the Printer Guy at 14035 Madison Avenue, Lakewood, Ohio. Online, joetheprinterguy.com, or give him a call at 216-651-3880. Joe the Printer Guy. If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningShowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com. From the Cocaine Energy Supplement Studio, you're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. You're listening to MSC Radio Network, and like anything else on the internet, it runs on computers. Lots of computers. And you know, when you're dealing with computers, hard drives sometimes crash. That happened here at MSC, and you know what saved them? Rectify backup software. Don't believe us? Well, ask yourself this question. Are you backed up? Probably not. So don't be that guy and wait till it's too late. MSC did their research and tried tons of different backup programs and chose Rectify backup software. You know, peace of mind is priceless, and Rectify can give you and your computer system that peace of mind. Find out more at rectify.com. That's RECTIPHY.com. Call the show toll free. 1-888-668-0742. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on MorningShowCentral.com. Are you tired of all the overhyped advertisements for energy drinks and energy supplements?
Maybe skydiving from a suborbital spacecraft or jumping a snowmobile over 80 buses is not in your agenda.
Maybe you just want to make it through the day effectively. Whether it's work, school, or raising a family, life's demands can be overwhelming. When you need that extra kick in the butt to help get you going, try Cocaine Energy. You'll not find a more effective energy supplement. Cocaine Energy has higher caffeine content per ounce than any other energy supplement on the market, and it's safe. Worried about the side effects of so much caffeine? We got you covered. Cocaine is scientifically formulated to mitigate against the side effects normally associated with large doses of caffeine, such as the jitters and heart palpitations. So what are you waiting for? Try cocaine today, because life doesn't wait. Cocaine is available at local retailers and online at www.drinkcocaine.com. That's drinkcocaine.com. Once again, that's drinkcocaine.com. This product does not contain the drug cocaine. This product is not intended to be an alternative to an illicit street drug. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Not recommended for children, pregnant women, or people sensitive to caffeine. User-friendly and ready to serve. MorningShowCentral.com.
Hello, and welcome back to High on Sports. I am Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Ashley.
And I am Von Erich.
And whether you're listening to us tonight on one of the many glorious apps or at home on your computer, thank you for making High on Sports a part of your evening. Remember, as always, to call the show toll-free, 1-888-668-0742. Email your questions or comments to shows with an S at morningshowcentral.com. You remembered the Twitter. We got the Twitter thing. It's high_on_sports or hashtag high on sports. If you'd like to follow me specifically on Twitter, it is at eRalphieW, and Von Erich is at Von Erich. And Ashley is right here, so you can get a hold of her here. Facebook.com/high on sports, and of course, highonsportsradioshow.com. You can find the archive of all our past shows. You can also go to the Ralphie's Rants section. It is my blog that I've been a little lax with, but there is some new content on there right now. It is the, I guess you'd call it a form, maybe? The entry form or whatever of our Bowl-a-Palooza-thon 012-13. If you didn't hear me talk about it in the first half, it is our big year-end and beginning contest to sort of end the season and open up the new year and everything. You can submit your picks for the winners of all 35 college football bowls. Talking Music City Bowl. We're talking the rest, too. I couldn't think of another bowl on the spot. Heart of Dallas Bowl. There you go. There's 2 bowls. There's another 33 also on the website. Send us the winner, your picks for the winner of all 35. You can email them to us personally, highonsports@gmail.com. You can comment them on our Facebook page, facebook.com/highonsports, or you can comment right on the tab of the website for today's show. It is December 10th, 2012. All right, so let's get right into things here. It is round 2. Let's go. Okay, we still have the bell. All right, I want to say something, though, real quick before we get into stuff. I know, I was like trying to speed it up, and then I thought, like, if we can do the bell, we can't, whatever. But I do want to remind you guys, the MSC Toy Drive is going on right now. Here's some toys. An example of what a toy looks like. If you've never seen a toy before.
Nice little race car.
There's some race cars. There's another race car. That one's nice, full function.
Oh yeah,
there's a Barbie there. That's some kind of robot.
Is it the Hummer? There's 2 in there.
That's some kind of robot. That's exciting. I might crack that one out and play with it myself. But
the robot comes with a 2-piece weapons arsenal.
For the first time, wow, that is more weapons than I thought I would ever need. But now I'm glad they're here. I want to. This is the first time MSC Radio Network is teaming up with Toys for Tots. And help get out there and donate and make sure it's not the last.
Yeah, I hope these little kids get a good Christmas.
You can bring your donations here. The schedule is posted on our Facebook, as well as the MSC Facebook. And the schedule is, of course, as I know off the top of my head, the schedule that we are open here at the studios, Creative House Studios, is Mondays 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., Wednesdays 6 to 8, Friday 6 to 8, Saturday noon to 1, and Sunday 2 to 4. Those are the times that the studio will be open for your donations. There's a sign right on the door. There's a white doorbell. You hit the doorbell. Someone will come to the door, greet you, accept a toy and thank you and everything. It's just a really good cause out there for these kids that have next to nothing and could really use, robots with 2-weapon arsenals and stuff like that, and the Barbies and the cars and things. It doesn't have to be an iPad, people.
Just a toy.
In fact,
that's all kids want.
Don't donate an iPad. Just don't. That would be ridiculous.
Go to the store and just buy a couple toys.
You can go anywhere and find some toys. I mean, like places like Walmart have like a $10 or less section. I mean, as long as it's not crap, you can get it from the dollar store. I mean,
if it's a kid, believe me, they'll have fun with it.
Exactly. Kids can have fun with an empty box.
I mean, I could have fun with those right there. I'm telling you, I'd probably have a lot more fun.
I would take that car off some sweet ramps.
Right?
It would be awesome. It would be great. But
a lot more fun than an iPad. Those things break.
Exactly. And special promotion if you know me enough that we speak outside of the show, any fan at home listening, and you live in the Menor area, get a hold of me via Facebook, or if you know my phone number or whatever, get a hold of me, and you can actually bring the toy to me, and I will bring it in with me next Monday night when I do the show and donate it for you, bring it into the studio on your behalf, so you don't have to drive all the way out here and back home and stuff like that. So I mean, it's so simple. Get out there, and if you know Ashley outside of the show, she's from the Painesville area. Von Erich, I don't know what area of Cleveland you live in.
That would be West Park by the airport.
If you're
get in touch with me.
If you know Von Erich outside of the show in the West Park district.
Live close to the PVC?
Exactly.
Or the Menor area?
Exactly. PVC?
Painesville City.
Oh, you people.
Don't ask. We just do.
MOL? I'm Menor on the Lake.
Yeah, you're MOL.
Yeah.
PVC.
I can see the lake. Well, not from my house.
Get crunk, yo.
If I get in the car and go down the street and take like a left and stuff, I can see the lake.
Oh.
It's just there's houses in the way. But anyway, so yeah, again, the MSC Radio Network first annual Toys for Tots Toy Drive. Help us help the tots, because the tots need the toys, and that's why we're doing this.
Give them a happy
Merry Christmas, everyone, and Happy Hanukkah and Crazy Kwanzaa. I don't know what you say to that. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, Christmas, and...
Well, it's not Merry Kwanzaa. Is it Happy?
Happy Kwanzaa. It's just Happy Kwanzaa. I don't know.
I like Crazy Kwanzaa.
I've celebrated Christmas my whole life, so I'm not too familiar with the other customs.
Yeah.
I know Hanukkah is a festival of lights.
We do the Christmas at our house.
The Christmas.
We do
the Christmas. We do the Christmas, but I am observing of all cultures and their different customs, and am welcome.
We could do the politically correct thing and say Happy Holidays.
All right, I will. Happy Holidays. I've actually, side note, I thought about that. I think that's better than Merry Christmas. Hear me out. Because if I'm like a greeter at Walmart and I tell you Happy Holidays, I'm saying to you, I don't want just your Christmas happy. Even though you don't celebrate them, I hope Kwanzaa and Hanukkah are also happy times for you. Even though you don't even celebrate them. I hope all your holidays are happy. That's like Arbor Day in there too. Like Secretary Appreciation Day.
I like that day. I got a free lunch from my boss.
There you go. Happy Secretary Appreciation Day. Anyways, let's talk sports. I forgot that's what we do.
All right.
It is time for a staple of High on Sports, and that is, of course, what's urinating us off. And we're going to start as we always do with Von Erich. Von Erich, what's urinating you off?
Well, we watched a video at the start of the show.
Video. If you didn't see it, then I can't help you now because we don't have it up or any of the equipment running right now at the moment. But
it was pitiful.
You can check it out, this show on YouTube, if you just caught in. If you're just joining us now, go to YouTube and search High on Sports, and do not be fooled by the imposters. We are the original red, white, and blue High on Sports, #USA. Go ahead, Von Erich.
America.
Well, that video we watched about the young gentleman attempting a free throw and missing quite horribly is viewed by some, including us, as the worst free throw performance ever.
Yeah.
But I'm going to bring it back old school. 1990 is the year. April 14th, former NBA-er by the name of Chris Dudley.
Jesus, dummy.
1 for 18 from the free throw line with the NBA record, missing 13 straight.
Wow. Oh my God. Wow.
And he was quoted afterwards after people calling him out, and this is what urinates me off. He's quoted as saying, "So I'm not good at free throws. Neither is Shaq." But this is Chris Dudley saying this.
Okay, you know what?
You are no Shaq, my friend. Most people don't even know who Chris Dudley is. The only reason I know who Chris Dudley is because I enjoy making fun of him for missing free throws.
And he made this dumbass comment.
Oh, God.
What an idiot.
No, I will.
Shit,
I'll say this. All I can say is this might be the worst free throw at the college level ever. Because but that makes what Dudley did all the more impressive. Because obviously the standards to play basketball at the college level are not nearly what they are to play basketball at the pro level. That means Dudley had to get in there. A team had to like him. A team had to select him. He had to sign a contract. He has to work out. He has to practice. He has to do all this stuff. And then he came out and sucked that hard. This guy, his life was probably, I'm tall. This is Appalachian State, so it's not like there's competition to join the team. He might not even been recruited. He could be, because we know he's not a starter based on his numbers for the season, but he could have been, I just took my math exam. I went over to a deli on campus. I had myself a corned beef. I got a cup of coffee from Starbucks. I got a salted caramel mocha.
Oh, my God.
Came over here, did some push-ups, lifted like a barbell or two, came out and shot a free throw straight and up into the air. That makes what Dudley did all the more impressive.
It went up and then down. I don't think it really didn't go forward.
It gained about 2 to 3 feet.
Yeah. He could have fell forward with the ball, and it would have been closer to the hoop.
Closer to the hoop, yes. Absolutely. All right, well, thank you, Von Erich, for taking this old school.
Yeah, dumbass Dudley.
I couldn't think of Dudley off the top of my head.
Shaq.
Because that was, 1990?
Yes. 1990.
I was nothing but a twinkle in my parents' eyes.
I was a
then
little baby crawling.
You were a little crawling thing.
Little crawly.
And you don't crawl now, but you got like a little taller, and then
And I, of course, was at that game.
And I was at that game voting for president and being able to buy alcohol.
Back then, you could buy it at 18.
Hey.
And vote for the president at a basketball game. They had a little booth. Anyway, thank you, Von Erich. And now we slide over to Ashley. Ashley, what's urinating you off?
We get off topic so quick.
Yep.
Anyways, what's urinating me off is Josh Brent from Dallas.
Ooh.
Horrible thing that happened. Him and his teammate, Jerry Brown, who was on the practice squad at Dallas, who Brent's known for years, they went out drinking and having a good time. Why not? It's America. You do things like that. But why in the world, when the NFL gives you driving arrangements, they have places, or they have a thing where like you can call and you can get a ride. No, Brent gets hammered. They get in his car. He starts speeding down the road, jumps a curb, flips his car, and kills his teammate Jerry Brown. It irritates me.
It is absolutely asinine that he did that. But I'll say this: a friend of mine played at Bowling Green, BGSU, played at Bowling Green State University, actually under Urban Meyer too.
Oh,
and yeah, but he played there, and even though you think about the college age is usually about 18, 19, whatever, you get to about 20, 21, about 21. So you're looking at probably the seniors are maybe like 21 or so.
yeah.
Most of your team is under 21. Yet they were still told by their coaches, if you ever have a situation where you're not good to drive, we have a hotline for you to call for our players. It's very discreet. We don't put your name out there or anything. You get in the car, they take you home. That was even for people under 21. They were saying, better we just get you home than have a kid out that, like, A, you were drunk driving, B, you're underage, and now it reflects poorly on the team.
Yeah.
If they have that at a BG, they have that in the NFL.
Yeah. And that's what irritates me. Because, I mean, look, I get it. We've all gone out and had a few and then been like, oh, crap, I got to go home. I hope I make it.
Exactly.
But you know what? One, if you're that drunk to where you can't control your car, one, why are you not two hands on the wheel going 15 miles an hour? And two, if you're that bad, then you need to just not do it.
It's stupid.
And especially when you have the means to get a damn driver.
It is stupid to begin with to drive drunk, yes. But it is absolutely inexcusable when you drive drunk when you have a service that costs you nothing.
Yeah, it costs you nothing.
Boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. Okay, I'm not under arrest. That's all it takes. And I didn't kill my best friend.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what gets me. I'm like, because you know what? Obviously, I don't have the money to just buy a personal driver.
No.
But I will sleep in my car.
They have that service already for us.
Yeah, we can call a taxi.
No, well, yeah, but there's also a free service that you can call too, like during certain holidays or something like that, like New Year's and
oh, really?
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day and all that stuff.
That's one thing for the holidays and stuff, but I mean, these guys have this year round, 24/7. You know,
but the majority of the people that go out and celebrate is what? New Year's, St. Patrick's Day, stuff like that.
I'm sleeping in my car before I'm blacked out, hammered, jumping curbs, flipping it. I'll just sleep in the damn parking lot. Bring yourself a pillow, get in the back seat, and sleep for 2 hours.
I got a big trunk. I can sleep in my trunk.
Right?
I don't know if I can get out from it. I've never been in it.
Most trunks have a self-release from the inside.
Oh.
Nowadays, yeah.
I need to check
to prevent kidnappings and such.
They usually glow in the dark, too, so you can find it.
Well, mine's a 97, so I don't feel like I have any
Yeah, you might be just so well.
Anyways, well, I'll just never go in my trunk. It's pretty
just
simple,
sleep in the back seat.
Pretty straightforward. But thank you, Ashley. And now I'll make mine very quick because I want to get into some baseball talk here. Mine comes from what we talked about earlier was the Cardinals losing to the Seahawks 58-0. It was their 9th straight loss. Okay. My problem is obviously the Cardinals. Let's be clear about something. The Cardinals quit. They did quit. But my problem is who came out and started saying they quit. And it's not what he said, it's that he said it, period. And it's a tweet I'm going to read. I'm going to try to read because parts of it are so difficult, but I'll power through. Just know when I'm saying stuff and it doesn't make sense, not having a stroke, just trying to read this man's tweet. But it comes to us from Larry Fitzgerald Sr., which is Larry Fitzgerald's dad. He says, definition of team quitting, 9 losses in a row. 9th loss, 58-0. Injuries, handling of offense, worst in NFL. Adrian Wilson and Darnell Dockett situations. That's his tweet. I like that one. Injuries, handling of offense, worst in NFL.
I'm not.
It's the NFL with 2 N's. But anyways, he's trying to say they haven't handled injuries well. Which who can say that? It's like, well, they handled that very well. He broke his leg and they took him out.
Yeah, I'm not
no one
sure
pats teams on the back for handling an injury well.
Sure
good for them for bringing that player out when his leg snapped. Good for them and their medical team. But that's not my issue. My issue is that he even said anything on Twitter or wherever that he even said anything to begin with. You don't understand, all right? I know you're used to your son obviously played at the high school and the Pop Warner and all that level and stuff. And when you're Pop Warner especially, and then even high school, something happens on the field or something's going on, whatever. You have situations where you can go, hey, coach, let me talk to you. Coach, my son, you gotta like help out my son here, whatever. Oh, I'll see what I can do. And even at high school level, that's kind of dickish, but still, it's something that is.
If I was a coach, I'd tell you to sit your ass down.
But I mean, it depends what high school you're at. If you're at a big high school, shut up. But if you're at something small, what does that coach
sit
even
your ass
know?
down. I'm the coach.
Anyways,
you're just some dad.
Anyways, but still, if there's a problem with the son or something, you can come to the coach.
Because they're a kid, they're a minor. It makes sense.
Exactly. But the game has changed, Mr. Fitzgerald Sr. Your son signed a contract for millions and millions of dollars to work for these people. You don't come out and bitch about your son's job because you think his fellow employees suck.
Yeah.
You don't do that. I compared it to earlier when I was talking to you guys. If you take this out of sports, because everything seems to have a different connotation because it's sports. But if you look at it, they are just employees performing a job for money. All right. If you take the context out of sports, Larry Fitzgerald is an accountant. He's a brilliant accountant. He is an accountant who could put up numbers to break previous accountants' accounting records. He's a great accountant. The accountant firm he's at is garbage. And they all just don't seem to try. That's called a big fish in a small pond scenario, and you're still getting a paycheck, so screw it. What kind of dad comes out and says, my son's a great accountant, but this accounting firm he works at is entirely mismanaged. They haven't handled sick days well. They've misaccounted things, whatever accountants do. You don't come out and bitch about it if it's another job. No. So why should you come out and bitch about it if it's the NFL?
Your son is a grown-ass man. He's not a child. I mean, if it would be one thing, like, if he said it from a fan's perspective, like if he was just a fan of the Arizona Cardinals, but no, he said it because his son plays on the team.
Exactly.
Your son is a grown-ass man who is, no, I'm sorry. If I played weather at my job or if I played sports and my mother walked up to my boss and was like, you suck, I'd be like, whoa, I'm a grown-ass adult.
Yeah.
Back up out my life.
Exactly.
You gotta let him go.
All right, now let's. That's it for urinating off. I want to real quick. I want to try to get to some baseball here. We'll start with the Tribe, and then Von Erich, just a heads up. What I'm gonna ask from you in just a moment is I want to know your best move from winter meetings, and I want to know your worst non-move from winter meetings. So we'll get to that in just a second, but we'll start with the Tribe. Signing this week, Mark Reynolds. First baseman. He used to play third base. He's converted to first base, so we know he can play either corner spot. But as of right now, the Tribe's plan is to have Lonnie play every day at third base. So so we know he's going to play first base. But the real thing about this kid is his number. He was 29 years old, so I really shouldn't say kid. But anyways, he tends to really do one of two things. He is basically going to hit a home run, or he is going to strike out.
Yes.
Just a couple of years ago, he actually struck out 223 times. Yeah, it was it was pretty bad. I'd say kind of bad.
He's usually up there every year in the strikeout per at bat ratio.
Now, to be fair, in the last 4 years since that 223 outburst from him, he has gone down in total strikeouts every year. But as you and I discussed, Eric, that's because you have nowhere to go but down. It's hard to strike out more than 223 times. It's a real feat if you can. But the Mark Reynolds move, it's a one-year deal, Von Erich. Do you like it?
I like it. It's just 1 year. We did the same thing with Casey Kotchman. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that did not pan out the way we had hoped. But like we said, he is either going to strike out or hit a home run. We know what we're going to get. Exactly. So I like it.
Exactly. I like it, too. It kind of shears up the infield a little bit. We pretty much know exactly, for the most part, what our infield's going to look like. And now the one thing that could change that is obviously if Azzy is moved for parts, then change things a little bit. But also worth noting that some experts believe the Indians are currently in the best position to land Nick Swisher, switch-hitting outfielder, formerly of the Yankees, former Ohio State Buckeye. And there's been conflicting reports on whether or not, of course, the Indians reportedly offered a 2-year deal to Kevin Youkilis. Some saying with the Reynolds signing that's done, but some saying the Indians still pursuing him despite signing Mark Reynolds. All right, now before we wrap things up, Von Erich, I want to know from you, what was your best move. What do you think the best move in MLB was of the winter meetings?
Oh, well, I would say without question, Zach Greinke going to the Dodgers.
Yep.
That's a great move.
Dodgers are going to be good.
There's a couple other, few outfielders going here and there, but they're just chips. But with the way the Dodgers rotation is looking, they just signed Asian import. I believe his last name is Yu, another Yu. RYU is how it's spelled. I think it's pronounced Yu.
RYU?
RYU. I think it's pronounced Yu.
I think it's Ryu from Street Fighter. I don't know. Anyways, real quick though, do you have a particular non-move that should have happened but didn't?
Non-move would be the non-trade of R.A. Dickey. Only got 1 year left on the deal, I think, and if he pitches like he did last year, they're
gonna have to pay.
Might regret not getting something for him in return.
All right, now 3 up, 3 down time. Down number 3, Steven Jackson. The Spurs guard fined $25,000 for a hostile tweet at Serge Ibaka. Down number 2, the NHL canceled games through December 30th. And down number 1, Arizona Cardinals, of course, lost to Seahawks 58-0. Up time, up number 3, Navy beat Army for the 11th straight year. Up number 2, Kirk Cousins came in for an injured RG3, threw a touchdown, scored a 2-point conversion, and led a game-winning drive in overtime to beat the Ravens. And up number 1, Johnny Manziel won the Heisman, first ever freshman to receive that honor. Good for you, Mr. Football. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for us this week. Remember to get your Bowlapalooza-thon picks in. Remember to get on this MSC first annual Toys for Tots Toy Drive. Be a part of it. Help out a child in need. And remember to tune in next week. This is our last show of 2012. Oh God, I'm going to cry. So for Chris, for Von Erich, for Ashley, I'm Ralphie saying good night, everybody. See you next week, same time, same place at morningshowcentral.com.